Hello, and welcome to the Intel Brief, your daily intelligence briefing on global geopolitics. Today is Wednesday, 21 August. I'm your host, Daniel, the founder of HM Intelligence, and every weekday we bring you not just the news, but the so what from the events and decisions that shape our world. So grab a coffee and get ready to be informed. In today's update, we'll be covering Australia approves hub to export solar power to Singapore. Romanian police raid Andrew Tate and his brother's house. And Biden approves China-focused nuclear strategic plan. So firstly, Australia has approved a substantial $20 billion solar energy project called Sun Cable, aimed at powering both local homes and supplying energy to Singapore via pioneering 4,300 kilometre undersea cable. This ambitious project, touted as the largest solar project globally, was announced by the Environmental Minister. It is expected to have the capacity to supply energy to 3 million homes using solar panels, batteries, and extensive cable systems. This initiative positions Australia as a potential leader in the global green energy, emphasising the country's commitment to expanding its renewable energy footprint. The Sun Cable project is strategically located in the Northern Territory, a region renowned for high solar exposure, covering an area of 12,000 hectares. With substantial backing from tech mogul and environmental advocate Mike Cannon-Brookes, the project plans to generate 6 gigawatts of energy per hour, allocating 4 gigawatts for domestic use and 2 gigawatts for export to Singapore. Sun Cable's development is now moving towards detailed planning and final decision making, with a target to finalise investments by 2027. This development comes at a time when renewable energy sources account for 32% of Australia's total electricity generation, showcasing a gradual shift from traditional coal power, which still represents 47% of the nation's energy production. So what? This project makes sense. Australia has the one thing that Singapore doesn't, that being space. While it is only possible that this project will be successful at this stage, if it is, you will likely see it recreated for other nations in Southeast Asia, particularly Indonesia. A similar project in Morocco has been hampered by disputes over technology, but it seems on track to become effective eventually. Sadly, though, these projects have significant human rights concerns, particularly around the manufacturing of solar panels and large batteries. Additionally, this project could lead to a geopolitical shift within the Southeast Asia region, with Singapore relying on Australia for energy. And next, Romanian authorities recently conducted raids on multiple houses associated with the British-American social media figures Andrew and Tristan Tate. These raids, carried out by the Romanian Directorate for Investigating Organised Crime and Terrorism, are linked to fresh allegations of human trafficking and money laundering. These new charges are separate from previous accusations against the Tate brothers that saw them locked up. The lawyers representing the brothers have acknowledged that the properties targeted in the raids are indeed linked to them. This development indicates an expansion of the legal challenges facing the controversial siblings, who are already facing significant legal scrutiny. So what? These raids have already led to multiple conspiracy theories online, and while I think some conspiracy theories are interesting, I don't think this one is. It seems highly likely that the Tate brothers were or are involved in illegal activity and will possibly be found guilty of serious crimes in the near future. However, it is also likely that they have laid the basis for their denial through the conspiracy claims and their support online. And lastly, in response to reports about a strategic nuclear plan approved by Joe Biden, which alleges shifts to focus of nuclear strategy towards China's nuclear arsenal expansion. Various officials and experts have weighed in to clarify the administration's stance. The US-based Arms Control Association indicated that there has been no significant reorientation of US nuclear weapons strategy away from Russia towards China, aligning with previous outlines from the 2022 Nuclear Posture Review. Similarly, the White House spokesman Sean Savit emphasized that the issuance of Nuclear Posture Review and nuclear weapons employment planning guidance is a standard procedure followed by consecutive administrations, asserting that the guidance is not specifically targeted at any single nation or threat. This statement suggests continuity rather than a shift in US nuclear strategy, despite the focus of the New York Times report. Additionally, discussions around the global nuclear arms situation have heightened increasing concerns. So what? As expected, when anyone ever talks about nuclear weapons, this report has rang alarm bells. However, as scary as the idea of nuclear war is, I would argue that the idea of mutually assured destruction still holds true, though it is possibly fading in the current situation. Regardless, the US needs to maintain its strength to deter direct aggression from hostile states, and it seems highly likely that this strategy will not change the current situation. Thank you for listening to the Intel Brief, your daily intelligence briefing on global geopolitics, brought to you by HM Intelligence. If you want to support the podcast, tell your friends to help them stay informed, and leave us a 5-star review. Or if you want to learn more about intelligence, why not take one of our courses? They're all online, self-paced, and affordable. Thank you for listening. I've been your host, Daniel, and I'll see you next time.